So, Mina, I also understand that climate change can feel like such an overwhelming topic for a lot of us. And I also understand that most of our neighbouring councils have a net zero emissions policy in place already and are acting upon it. The Hills Shire Council does not have one, and I feel like it's actually quite far behind the rest of the councils out there. So perhaps if you can talk a little bit about, what our council can do.
Yeah, Suze, look, you're absolutely right, and that was one of the reasons that I put my hand up for council, is because there was no recognition that climate change was actually a threat that we had to address. Our community deserves a council that is going to step up and reduce emissions and prepare our community so that we're a bit more resilient when it comes to meeting that challenge.
And also, I feel like specifically in the Hills Shire, fires and floods are going to be a big issue in the next coming years.
Yeah, especially, so heat waves is going to affect all of us, but most of us in the southern part of the Shire, the really urban built up part, that's where you get your heat sinks. There are areas of the hills where the canopy, the tree canopy is really quite low, and those are the areas that I'm really worried about. The northern parts of our Shire, they're the ones that get hit with the floods, like our river communities, 6 times in the last 3 years. Bushfires, we've had some terrible bushfires going through as well, and we're not going to be immune to the effects of climate change. So council needs to acknowledge first that climate change is actually a threat and a challenge that we need to address, and we don't have that yet. We're way behind. We need to then look at our own operations, council's operations, and reduce our emissions from that. And then we also need to help our communities lower their emissions too. So there's plenty of other councils that give rebates, or actually Hornsby have just opened their own community battery. One of the things that council could do is to purchase renewable energy, so have a power purchase agreement so that we're buying renewable energy instead of coal-fired energy. You can put solar panels on all of the council venues, even toilet blocks and amenities. We can make sure that all of our street lighting is LED lights. We can have a plan for, the council does so much maintenance with our parks and so forth, all of our appliances, our vehicles, our equipment. Once that reaches end of life, we need to be switching over to electric.
And I feel like the Hills Shire could be the shining example, rather than disregard climate change, that we could really embrace these new ideas and do a lot of what our neighbouring councils are actually already putting into plan, but be even maybe better at it because of the fact that it's the Garden Shire.
But we've also got to protect what we've got. So not clearing any more forests, say in Fred Caterson Reserve and places like that, looking after the bushland that we have. We can also choose to build our roads and construct our roads and our infrastructure to withstand future conditions, so that these roads and infrastructure are much more resilient. They're going to last longer, and that's going to be money well spent. We can also start to incorporate recycled materials into our roads and bridges and park furniture and so forth, and that cuts down emissions and it increases resilience as well.
Authorised by A. Croft for the Greens, New South Wales, Sydney.